the young and the restless spoilers full. Welcome back to our channel, besties. Today is a beautifully chaotic Tuesday, and I am literally vibrating with energy because we have some absolutely world-shattering tea to spill. Grab your emotional support water bottles and strap in, because we are diving headfirst into the absolute madness of Genoa City right now. You guys, I am deceased. Stop what you are doing right now. I am literally shaking. Wait, we need to talk about this now. Send help. My soul has actually left my body. I am filming this while I am literally running errands, walking through the aisles of the grocery store looking like an absolute maniac, because I just had to jump on here and vent. I was mid-skincare last night, literally had a charcoal mask smeared all over my face, and when this scene played out, I genuinely had to yeet my phone across the room. It smeared all over my expensive rug, but I don't even care because I am so unwell. The stakes are astronomical, the vibes are unhinged, and I am personally offended by what just went down. Bestie, be for real right now. I cannot even process the cinematic mayhem we just witnessed. Let my brain buffer for a second. Okay, wait, I'm glitching. Okay, back to the main event. Wait, backtrack for a second, I missed a step. Basically, we have Diane Jenkins Abbott and Patty Williams in what can only be described as the most insane, high-octane psychological standoff of the century. We all know the history here, right? Patty straight up stabbed Jack. Jack Abbott, the absolute love of Diane's life, the man she has fought tooth and nail to keep, the man she literally came back from the dead for. And Patty just waltzes around like she didn't try to turn him into a human shish kebab. Diane is out for blood, and honestly, can we blame her? I am totally living for Diane's villain era right now. She is standing there, holding a literal loaded gun, and she is not playing games. The tension in that room was so thick you could cut it with a knife or, a bullet. I'm literally hyperventilating right now just thinking about the way Diane was holding that weapon. She looked so composed, so deadly, and so genuinely ready to end Patty's entire existence. And Patty, don't even get me started on the vibes Patty was giving off. She was standing there, provoking Diane, mocking her, acting like she is completely untouchable. She is officially on my do not proceed list. I am so done with her smug little face. Patty has been terrorizing this family for decades, stealing identities, blackmailing Jack for sex, which is honestly so unhinged, and now she has the absolute audacity to stand in front of Diane and run her mouth. The sheer nerve of this woman, but Diane's grip on that gun. Wait, did I say that yet? Ugh, my brain is mush. Moving on, Diane is basically projecting decades of trauma, kidnapping, and betrayal into this one single moment. She wants revenge for Jack, and she is ready to pull the trigger, which is honestly so unhinged. But also, can we talk about the aesthetic of this scene for a second? There was this weird ticking clock sound in the background, or maybe it was just my own heart palpitating, but the lighting was so dark and moody, like a literal horror movie. I was staring at this random lamp in the corner of the room thinking, is that a new prop? It looks so out of place, before snapping back to the main tea. Diane is screaming, Patty is taunting her, and the whole thing feels like a pressure cooker about to explode. Diane is so deep in the lore of her own revenge that her grip on reality is slipping, and honestly, same. My grip on reality slipped the moment this episode started. I am pacing my kitchen right now just trying to articulate how intense this was. And then, out of nowhere, like a chaotic angel descending into a literal dumpster fire, Traci Abbott bursts into the room. Traci, the absolute moral compass of the Abbott family, the woman who basically bakes cookies, writes best-selling novels, and holds this disastrous family together while they burn the city down. She runs in, screaming at the top of her lungs, stop IT right now. And you guys, the way my jaw unhinged and hit the floor, I was physically vibrating. Traci never screams. Traci is the voice of reason, but here she is, throwing herself into the middle of a literal armed standoff like she's some sort of action hero. I was clutching my chest, genuinely fearing for Traci's life because Diane is holding a gun and Patty is a certified menace. Now, put yourself in Diane's shoes for a second. Diane sees Traci, Jack's sister, the woman who loves Jack more than anyone on this earth. Diane is holding the gun, and she gets this look of absolute, pure confidence on her face. She thinks, yes, Traci is here, Traci is my ally, Traci knows Patty stabbed Jack, so Traci is going to help me bury this woman. Diane is legit standing there, weapon raised, thinking she and Traci are about to team up and end Patty Williams once and for all. It's giving major We Ride at Dawn energy, and Diane is fully convinced that Patty is about to lose this war. Diane's inner monologue must have been screaming with victory. She finally has an Abbott on her side against the ultimate Abbott enemy. But nitrogen monoxide, oh my god besties, I am glitching again just thinking about it. Instead of siding with Diane, instead of cheering for Patty's demise, what does Traci do? Traci hugs Patty. I repeat, Traci hugs the woman who stabbed her brother. I screamed so loud my neighbors probably thought I was being attacked. Traci wraps her arms around Patty, physically shielding her from Diane's gun, and screams, "Put the gun down. This is my biological sister. I'm sorry. What? What do you mean biological sister? Send help. My soul has actually left my body. I am literally hyperventilating right now. Biological sister, since when, how, why? I literally had to pause the TV and stare at the wall for a solid 10 minutes. Patty Williams, the chaotic, delusional, identity-stealing, Jack-obsessed menace to society, is Traci Abbott's long-lost biological sister from birth. Bestie, be for real right now. I am clutching my chest because I am too unwell to handle the gravity of these events. Traci pulls out a literal piece of paper DNA test. Because of course she just casually has a DNA test in her pocket during a gunfight and waves it around like it's a golden ticket to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. I am straight up losing my mind over the logistics of this. Both Diane and Patty are standing there looking like they just got hit by a freight train. Patty is staring at Traci like, wait, I'm an Abbott. I've been obsessed with Jack my whole life and I'm related to his sister. And Diane is staring at Traci like, wait. You're protecting the woman who tried to murder your brother. The confusion in that room was so thick you could choke on it. What the hell? Diane is practically foaming at the mouth. She stabbed Jack. She is a monster. And Traci is just standing there crying, holding onto Patty like they are suddenly endgame family members. It is a messy and filtered emotional train wreck, and I am eating up every single crumb. Let's dissect Diane's psychology right now, because it is an absolute cinematic masterpiece of trauma. Diane has fought her entire life to be accepted by the Abbotts. She has clawed her way up from the mud, survived being framed, survived faking her own deaths, survived being held hostage in a barred room by a fake doctor. Oh, hold on. I should have mentioned this earlier, but Diane was literally just being held captive by Dr. Markham, so her nerves are already completely shot. She is operating on pure adrenaline and PTSD. And now, the one person she thought she could count on, Traci, is choosing Patty over her. It's a personal attack on Diane's soul. And honestly, it's a personal attack on mine too. I am so deeply offended on Diane's behalf. I might actually write a strongly worded letter to the writers. And can we just talk about this DNA test for a second? Who ordered it? How did Traci get Patty's DNA? Did she swab her coffee cup while Patty was busy blackmailing Jack? The logistics of Genoa City genetics never fail to send me into an existential spiral. Everyone is related to everyone, and nobody knows until someone is holding a loaded weapon. It's straight up unhinged. But the fact that Traci, sweet, innocent Traci, has been harboring this massive, world-shattering secret and decided to reveal it right when Diane is about to commit a felony. The timing is both impeccable and completely chaotic. I genuinely cannot stop thinking about the absolute mess this is going to cause for the Abbott family tree. John Abbott is rolling in his grave right now. So Diane is standing there, processing the fact that her worst enemy is now her sister-in-law. Her brain is buffering. My brain is buffering. Did I say that yet? Ugh, my brain is mush. Moving on, Diane looks at the gun. She looks at Patty, the woman who stabbed Jack. The woman who manipulated him, the woman who basically ruined their lives. She looks at Traci, the woman who is now defending the attacker. And what does Diane do? She doesn't drop the gun. Oh no, besties. Diane Jenkins Abbott doubles down. She raises that gun and points it directly at both of them. I am screaming into a pillow. Diane pointing the gun at Traci and Patty is the most iconic, terrifying, and hinged thing I have ever seen. She is officially done playing nice. She is done trying to win the Abbott family's approval. If Traci wants to stand with the enemy, then Traci becomes the enemy. Diane's face in that final shot was purely lethal. She doesn't care about the DNA test. She doesn't care about biological sisters. She cares about revenge for Jack. She is straight up looking at Traci like collateral damage, and I am genuinely terrified for what is going to happen next. I'm calling it right now. The villain arc is about to go nuclear, manifesting a total dumpster fire by the next update, because there is no coming back from this. Diane is ready to pull the trigger on the entire Abbott legacy, and I am physically vibrating waiting to see what happens next. The sheer audacity of Traci pulling out a DNA test during a Mexican standoff is going down in soap opera history. I am going to be replaying this scene in my head until the end of time. This situation is now my entire personality. I am not okay, and if anyone needs me, I will be staring at my ceiling trying to comprehend how Patty Williams is Traci Abbott's biological sister. Besties, please sound off in the comments because I cannot carry this emotional burden alone. We are officially in the endgame now, and Genoa City will never, ever be the same.